An oxymoron, an ugly beauty, a deadly remedy. I grew up in Judaism and was taught that it had to adapt its rituals and creed due to radical changes in Jewish history. The Babylonian captivity in 700 BC, the diaspora in 70 AD. Let's call it the Great Transformation from the biblical faith of Israel to the rabbinic faith of Judaism. Biblical faith was based on temple ritual exclusively done by the priesthood. Don't mess, for when King Uzziah presumed upon the priesthood, God struck him with leprosy. Christianity, the church, the Israel of God, is the continuance of the biblical faith of Israel in its new covenant priesthood after the order of Melchizedek as prophesied by King David. Judaism, Talmudic law, from which modern-day Judaism stems, is the continuance of the traditions of the elders which Jesus condemned. The rabbis claim this tradition is oral law given to Moses on Mount Sinai and carried through until fully codified in 600 AD. Yet, Moses himself could not answer a lot of questions on religious issues. He had to wait for God's reply with no oral law to guide him. For example, when some men who were defiled by touching a dead body thus could not keep the Passover, they asked Moses for guidance. Moses had to wait for God's answer. Only on God's commands could Moses ever act. Commands which Moses wrote down. Write these words, God tells Moses, for according to these words have I made a covenant with you and with Israel. Judaico-Christian is a recent invention, a ploy of Protestants in the 19th century to convert Jews to Christianity by giving them an easy meme to it. My rabbi disputed. What do we have in common with Christianity, he taught. How is there any conjunction with a religion that distorts our Tanakh to conjure up a false Messiah? Christians, he said, use this phrase, Judaico-Christian, to give their false religion validity. Jewish partisans today find the phrase quite useful. Judaico-Christian serves to impose the notion that Judaism possesses the requisite root of Christianity. Rooted in Judaism, they say, Christianity must be subject to Judaic interpretations about Messiah, about Judaic outgrowths, about Judaic interpretations of history. This interpretation has already saturated the Latin Church. It suddenly blames the Romans for the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, though St. Peter in Acts chapter 2 blames the Jews. This interpretation has already saturated the Baptist Church. Baptists still believe, in spite of the murder of Jesus Christ by the scribes and Pharisees and elders and Sadducees and the Jewish throng, in spite of St. Paul saying the branch is broken off, and only a remnant of Jewish faithful enters the church until the second coming of Jesus Christ, in spite of the denunciation of the synagogue twice, in the revelation of St. John. In spite of all this, the Baptists still believe the Jews are the chosen people. We must not think through the prism of preconceived and foreign ideas when reading Holy Writ. We must think through the prism of the church, the Orthodox Church. Right from the start, St. Ignatius, the God-bearer, writes, "It's absurd to speak of Jesus Christ and to cherish a Judaism which has come to an end. For where there is Christianity, there cannot be Judaism." He's right. There are stark differences between the synagogue and the church. The synagogue is exclusive. The church is universal. A member of our synagogue had married a Gentile woman, a shiksa. She converted to Judaism, and what can I say? She was the best Jew of us all. But she was never accepted. She didn't have the right blood, the right nephesh, a divinely given soul, but just a standard Gentile one. Don't say Judaico-Christian, it's a myth. with, as in legalese, no standing.